Hello, it's Libby from Libby Stamps and welcome to the first video for our watercolor bundle for this month. I'll also put a file up so that you can get all the measurements and everything at your leisure. Alright, this is the card we're going to be doing today, and I want to show you how I altered this image. Beautiful You is a two-part stamp set, and I bought the clear mount, and I've actually just transferred them both into the same case. They fit nicely inside, and I don't actually put the images on my stamps. I just slide the image sheet inside my stamp set, inside the cover. Alright, so hopefully you've got the stamp set. If not, you can do the same thing with other images. So I'm just going to show you how I altered this image today. Okay, so what I've got is half a piece of A4 card, which we're going to use for our card base. And I'm just going to fold that in half and use my bone folder to sharpen that crease. I've got about 55 centimeters of metallic ribbon from the combo pack in the Celebration catalogue. That's probably more than enough. Alright, I've got some rich razzleberry, which is 9.5 by 13.5 centimeters, and we'll go ahead and we'll just use some multi-purpose liquid glue and we'll adhere that to our card front. So there's our card front done, and I'm not going to adhere any more to that at the moment. Then I've got a piece of Whisper White which measures 9 by 13 centimeters, a piece of Basic Black which is 6.8 by 10 centimeters, and a piece of watercolor paper which is 5.9 by 9.5 centimeters. The inks I have to use today, the Basic Black Archival ink, Smoky Slate, Rich Razzleberry and Marina Mist, and we're also using an Aqua Painter, Clear Block and a Sharpie. So that's it, we'll get started. So on this image, all you want to do is ink up to the skirt, the top of the skirt line. Alright, so all the umbrella, the hair, and just the top of the skirt. So we're going to do that in Basic Black Archival ink, because that's the ink we need to use for watercolouring. And I'm just going to pop it on my stamp pad like that. And you can actually see like a little bump in this stamp. I'll show you in a second. See how there's this little bump where her elbow is? Just below that you need to ink up. Make sure it's nice and inky. Alright, and then I'm going towards the top of my watercolor paper and stamp down. Alright, there we have it. Alright, next thing comes your drawing skills. Now, I have absolutely no drawing skills at all. Failed colouring in and failed drawing. So, we're going to do the skirt part. Oh no, we're not. We're going to do the sentiment. What I do is I line up the base of my clear stamp with one of the lines on my grid paper, and then hopefully it's going to be straight when I stamp down. I'm going to stamp down below our image, and I'm just going to stamp down here, and I'm lining up the bottom of my stamp with the bottom of the cardstock, and there. I've got a nice crisp sentiment done. So that's all we need our black archival ink for now. Now, here comes your drawing skills. So we get our Sharpie because it's a permanent marker and you want something permanent. And you're just not going to think about it at all. And you're just going to come out and down. I'm just giving her a bit of a full skirt here and a couple more. There we go. Done. So we're going to use our smoky slate to start with. Now, you open your stamp pad part way and then you squeeze down, and that's how you get ink in it without using a re-inker, although I do suggest you all buy a re-inker. Alright, so just swirl your ink up a little bit. So we don't want this smoky slate to be too dark, and we're just going to do a bit of a shadow all the way down. Might need a little bit more. All the way down just one side, and it doesn't have to be great. So, and you can come back in and do some more colour, and you know, if you've got too much water in your nib, turn your pen up the other way and squeeze, and it'll draw the water out of the nib and make the nib or the brush a bit drier. So there we go, that's better colour. I'm not actually going to colour the umbrella, but I'm going to come in now with the rich raspberry, and I'm going to do the dress. And again, I'm going to just squeeze, and there I've got some rich raspberry, and I don't want this very dark, so I'll just colour very carefully. Right, so the top of the dress is the part that I want coloured mostly. Right, and then the skirt, I'm just going to come down, not think about it, and just colouring. Come down a little bit further if you want to give it a bit of colour over the sentiment, but we'll colour that in a second. Right, I'm just going to leave that dry for a minute, and I'm going to stick the rest of my card together. So I'm just going to add here the basic black to the whisper white, and it's not centered because we want to put the ribbon around the bottom. And then I'm just going to get my ribbon. Now, how I tie my ribbons is probably different to some. I tie it on the side so I can get a tighter knot. So I make a loop, come round the back of the loop, over the top and in through where my finger is, and poke it out. And then we have quite a nice little bow. And then I'm just going to adhere that to the back of my card, to my cardstock. You can just tie a bow and put it on, but I like the effect of the ribbon across the card. I forgot to stamp the inside of my card and my envelope, so I'll do that now. And I might just use the rich raspberry for that. Alright, I'm just going to stamp part of her. So looking at that bump and just stamping that much. It's a birthday card. I'm going to use the I'm Bringing Birthdays Back stamp. a single wood stamp that you can order from Stampin' Up. Alright, before we go on, we'll just adhere the inside of our card. But don't forget, you can alter any of your stamps in this manner, provided you use a permanent pen. Sharpies are great because they are permanent. There we have the inside of our card, and we've got our envelope to match, and all we need to do is finish this off, and we're going to use some Marina Mist to do that. And again, just open up your stamp part way, give it a squeeze, and then open it up for where you've got that ink in the tray or the lid. And I'm just going to perhaps have it a little darker up the top, because it's supposed to be raining. Go over that basic grey, and I'm just doing a little bit down the bottom. And you can go over the sentiment if you want. And as I said, I'm not colouring in the umbrella, and this is just so easy with an Aqua Painter. If you haven't got Aqua Painters, you really need to buy a set. They're great with the watercolour pencils, great for using with your ink pads. You don't really have to think about this. I'll just go over here and blend that a little bit more. So it's really the smoky slate was just to give a bit of a shadow effect. So that'll do for that. You can clean your brush off on your Stampin' Scrub or just on your grid paper if you've got grid paper. If you haven't, get some, it's great to use. And now we're just going to stick this to the front of our card. Now, how I got the measurements for this card was I just cut a little bit of watercolour paper, stamped on it. I did all that, and then I had a piece of basic black which I just sort of stuck it on and trimmed to the side because I only wanted a very narrow mat each side, and then that gave me the sort of measurements for the Whisper White and the Rich Raspberry, or in this case it was Perfect Plum, and I've used the silver metallic ribbon on this and the gold on this one. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that video tutorial and got something out of it. I'll upload a written tutorial to the virtual classroom for you with all the measurements and everything in it as well. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.
Hey, if you wanna play, make it about a place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside.